What is going on, guys? My name is Fred, and we're coming at you with another episode of Aura Kingdom Road to 75 series. This is episode 2, and first off, I'd like to say I apologize for having a level jump. We went from 5 to 10. I actually had the footage for 5 to 10 recorded. The files got corrupted somehow. I'm not exactly sure, but the video files got corrupted, and then I couldn't save them because I didn't have a copy of it, so we ended up losing the gameplay from 5 to 10, so now we're 10. So that is a little explanation about why we jumped from 5 to 10. It wasn't on purpose, I didn't mean to, but there you go. So right now, it's currently Wednesday, and I actually recorded this gameplay last weekend, but I just got around to commentating on it. I've been watching a TV series called The Community, or Community. I'm not sure what it's called exactly, but I don't believe it's on TV anymore. But it has, it's kind of like I don't know what you call it. It's kind of like that '70s show, but kind of more modern. Obviously, it's at a community college, and if you've seen it, go ahead and leave a comment in the section below and let me know what you think of it. But it's not on Netflix, which is a big bummer, because I use Netflix quite often, but I just bought the DVD series of the seasons 1, 2, and 3. So I've been spending most of my time watching that TV series and not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is a Road to 75 series where we're going to go from level 1 all the way to 75 on the MMORPG Aura Kingdom. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by just saying um, thank you for the support I've earned so far from you guys. Hoping that I go to 75, and I will go to 75. It's a very long journey. I've been told that the quest content stops at 60, I believe. So literally from 60 to 70, 75, sorry, 75, you don't have any quest, storyline quests, what I'm talking about. So what you result to is just instance, dungeon grinding, daily quests, guild quests that give you guild points. So you're gonna be, relying on things like that to get from 60 to 75, which is not that much to rely on. So once we get it to about 55 to 60, it's gonna get quite slow. The experience gain. I'm not sure if the videos are going to be the same length. I'm not sure if I'm going to shorten or lengthen them. We'll discuss it when we get to that point. Obviously, we're not there yet. We're only at about level 10ish. So, another thing I would like to address is that I've been getting quite a few questions about people asking, what kind of computer do you play Aura Kingdom with? What do you record your gameplay with? What do you render and edit your gameplay with? Just questions like that. I'll go ahead and give some answers to those. My computer is I use a Alienware X51, and has a Intel i7 core processor, NVIDIA GT640 graphics card, I believe. It's not too great, but it's average about now. I mean, I'm not going to be playing games like Titanfall, which would require at least, a GTX series, but we're just in the GT. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, and I would say your processor and RAM are the two main things you need, and your video card. Those three are the main things you need to be able to have a successful gameplay recording, video editing experience. That's a little summary of my computer. I believe I have 1 terabyte of hard drive on it, but that doesn't really do too much for you unless you are running low on hard drive space. Then that would mean a lot to you. And so the second part, question 2, I guess you would address it as, is how do I record my gameplay? And I actually recently switched my recording software from Camtasia Studio 8, which is a very good recording software. It does cost money, but I currently don't use it anymore. Reason being, you may ask, I found it wasn't too good for me to record Aura Kingdom with. I recorded episode 1 with Camtasia, and it was quite laggy. dropped quite a bit of frames. So right now I actually use a software called Dxtory, and it's I don't believe it's quite as quote unquote mainstream as some of the other ones. It's fairly new. I like it a lot. I can record all the way to 1080p, but I actually don't. I actually only record in 720p because if you do record in 1080p, I've been told by some of my fellow friends who also make YouTube videos, they told me that if you record in 1080p and your computer can't handle it, then you get a lot of lag and it just isn't good quality. So I recorded 720p with Dxtory, and before I start not recording, before I start mentioning the editing software and rendering software, I'll go ahead and mention that I will be putting links to all the websites I mentioned, all the softwares and companies I'll be mentioning in the video, in the descriptions for ease of access to the viewers of you guys. And so I'll go ahead and say that. So for the editing and rendering software, I actually use the same software. Just kind of makes it more convenient, and it's a little easier to use if you just edit and render in the same software. But by all means, you can edit in one software and load it up in another software if you want. But I wouldn't recommend it. It's just easier to do it all in one software. But the software I use Sony Vegas Pro 12, and that does cost money as well as Dxtory. Dxtory, I believe, costs around $35 United States dollars currency. Oh, sorry. I don't know the other currencies because I don't live in their countries. I don't know the conversion rates. They always vary daily. So, United States costs about $35-ish for Dxtory. And I'm unsure about the price for Sony Vegas Pro, but I know it costs quite a bit of money. And it's a really good high-end video editing software, and if you have that amount of money to spend, then go right ahead. But I will say you could probably find a cheaper way of getting it. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna influence you all to get a pirated or cracked version, but there's obviously going to be ways out there. So if you don't have the money, that's always an option, but I'm not encouraging anyone to do that. And another question I've been asked is, how do you get 1080p quality on your videos when you record in 720p? And what I do is I record in 720p, like I said, and then in the video editing software Sony Vegas Pro 12, I actually render the video in a 1080p settings, so it allows the video to be 1080p available, but I don't actually have to record in 1080p, which actually helps on the lag and the frame rate droppage if there is any. But that's pretty much all the questions I've been asked so far. If you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to ask me. One more question I've always been asked ever since I started the series is, if I were to contact you in game, how would I contact you? Well, you can always contact me on the account Triflin, but that's actually not my main account. I actually am only using Triflin for the Road to 75 series. My main account goes by the name of Artsy, and I'll leave that name in the description also for spelling. I know it's not a real word. Obviously, I made it up, and I'll go ahead and explain where I got it from. It comes from the word art, and a few years ago, I used to be really big on art, and I was into drawing and graphic designing quite a bit, and I wanted to take that career path, but it's changed now. So I wanted my name to be kind of, revolving around art. So I tried to think of the name, and I came up with the name Artie. But Artie was obviously taken, kind of the short version for some nicknames for people. So I kind of started manipulating it, and I came up with the word artsy with like a SY at the end. And I didn't like it, so then I kind of manipulated the letters more, and I kind of added a Z-E-E at the end, so now it's Art Z, and that's how my name came about. So It's not a real word. It's not some crazy, word in another country that I found on Google Translate or anything like that. It's just a made-up word that I created, and so is the name Triflin. Um, both of them are made-up names that I just use for Aura Kingdom. But if you'd like to contact me, like I was saying, my majority, like 85-90% of the time, I'm on my main account, Artsy, and then whenever I want to record an episode, which I'm actually going to be doing quite often now, I'll be on the account Triflin. And I am in a guild on Artsy also. People have been asking me, what guild are you in, and I am in a guild called Necomancers on Artsy, and we're a level 5 guild, and if you are interested in joining, you can just send me a PM in game, and I am more than welcome to invite you to the guild, or just leave your in-game name in the description, or sorry, not in the description, you can't access the description, but in the comments section below, and I'll be more than happy to meet up with you in game and invite you to the guild if you're wanting to join. But I'm not exactly sure what guild I want to put Triflin in. I don't want to be, I don't want to have any favoritism, to a guild. I don't want to, get anyone off the edge of your seat, I guess you could say, because I joined another guild besides, another person's. So I'm not exactly sure what guild I'm going to join with the account Triflin. Obviously, I'm going to join a guild, or I'll get extremely lonely on the game. But, so if you have some suggestions for guilds I should join, you could also leave that in the comment section below. And I tried to keep this video a little shorter than the episode 1, just to the fact that I know everyone doesn't like to watch a very long, lengthy video. So I tried to keep this one a little more concise. And it seems it's coming to an end, so I'll talk to you guys soon.